So dear students, we have seen how we can record the readings for the circular plate along its axis. So this is along the axis we have recorded, we have given different oscillations and we have recorded the respective time. Now we are going to connect this check nut along the diameter of the circular plate. So this is the axis along the diameter of the circular plate. So now we are going to give a small rotations to this plate. So at extreme ends, so edge itself we can take it for reference for different oscillations. Say for example, so this plate rotates from here to here. If it comes back to the same place, so we can consider it as a one rotation. So similarly for 5 different rotations, 5 different oscillations, we have to simultaneously start the stop clock. So for 5 oscillations, say for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 5 oscillations, what is the time taken from the stop clock? You have to record, and again you have to continue for 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So for 10 oscillations, what is the time taken? And similarly, if you continue for 15 oscillations, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 oscillations, what is the time taken for the rotation? You have to record in your record book. Okay. So this is about circular plate. Now we will connect the rectangular regular body. So we have to first remove the check nut from the rigid support. So then we have to remove this circular disc. So like this. Now we'll see the rectangular plate. So as I said, in this we have 3 different axes. One axis is perpendicular to the plane of the circular plate. So this axis is the perpendicular to the plane of the rectangular slab, and again this axis along the length. So this is the axis perpendicular to the length of the rectangular slab, and this axis is perpendicular to its breadth. Okay. Now first we will see the number of oscillations connected. Wire is connected to perpendicular to the axis of the plate. So we have to connect this rectangular slab first to the one end of the check nut. The other check nut has to be fixed here again to the rigid support. So like this. So in this, again you have to mark a reference point, or else you can take a reference of any of the corner of the plate. Okay. So in this also you have to give a small rotation. Now we have connected the wire perpendicular to the axis of the plate. So now we have given a small rotations. You have to record the time for different oscillations. Say for example, I take a reference point at this corner. So if this corner starts from here, again comes back to here, this is one rotation. So like that, for 5 oscillations, how much time has to be taken? So this is one rotation, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 5 oscillations, the time taken is 15 seconds. So like that, for 10 oscillations, for 15 oscillations, what is the time taken by this rectangular slab? You have to record from the stop clock. So this is along the axis of the rectangular slab. Now we will see along the length of the rectangular slab. Now again we will remove this check nut. Now this is the axis along the length of the circular plate, rectangular slab. So here we are going to connect the check nut. So after fixing this at the one end, the other end of the check nut is to be connected to the rigid support. Now we have connected the wire along the length of the rectangular slab. Now again in this you have to give a small rotations like this. As I said, so you can take the edge of this rectangular slab as your reference point. So if this rectangular slab starts from here, again comes back to here, you can consider it as a one rotation. So like that, so for 5 oscillations or 5 rotations, how much time has to be taken? You have to record from the stopwatch. For 5 different oscillations, what is the time taken? Like that, you have to continue the oscillations for 10 oscillations. For 10 oscillations, what is the time taken? For 15 oscillations, what is the time taken? So this is along the length of the rectangular slab. So similarly, so one more axis we have to consider, and that is along the breadth. So again you have to remove this. So this is the breadth of the rectangular slab. So one check nut is fixed to the breadth of the rectangular plate. The other check nut is fixed to the rigid support. Now, so in this also we have to give a small rotations. So like this. So we have to take a edge of the rectangular plate as the reference for one oscillations. What is the time taken? You have to note down. For 5 such oscillations, what is the time taken? You have to note down by using the stop clock. So similarly, you have to note down the readings for 10 oscillations, 15 oscillations from the stop clock. So this is about the rectangular plate. So now we will fix the irregular body. So this is the irregular body. Why we call it as irregular? Because all the 4 corners are not equal. One corner is chopped off. So we call it as a irregular body. So in this you have to note down the oscillations with respect to time. So only plane of the axis you have to going to consider. So here we are going to fix the check nut. So again we are going to fix this. So in this also, so you can consider, you can mark with mark the reference point on the plane. So or else you can take the reference of this column. So again we are going to give small rotations. Again in this also, by using the stop clock, you have to record what is the time taken for 5 oscillations, 10 oscillations and 15 oscillations. So like that you have to record the readings. Now you see how you can record. Now some of the recorded values we will see. See, this is the tabular column. So we have seen in the circular plate perpendicular to the plane and along the diameter. In perpendicular to the plane, number of oscillations 0, 5, 10, 15. For 0 oscillations, the time taken is 0. For 5 oscillations, the time taken is 13. For 10 oscillations, the time taken is 25. For 15 oscillations, the time taken is 38. So like that we have to record the values for different axes. So again the next column is time taken for 10 oscillations. Okay. So for first 10 oscillations, the time taken is 25 seconds. For second, you have to subtract this 15 minus 5, 10. Time taken for 10 oscillations, this is 25. Okay. So similarly for along the diameter also, the recorded values, the time taken for the 10 oscillations, you have to record. So for rectangular plate also, we have seen 3 different axes. One is perpendicular to the plane, another one is perpendicular to the length, another one is perpendicular to the breadth. So for all the 3 axes, we have recorded the values, and also we have written the time taken for 10 such oscillations. Now the next column is average time taken for 10 oscillations. You have to add these two, divide by 2. You will get the average time taken for 10 oscillations in the perpendicular to the plane of the circular plate. And in along the diameter, again you have to add these two and divide by 2. You will get the average time. So like that you have to calculate the average time taken for 10 such oscillations. Now period, you are going to calculate t is equal to t by 10. So small t by 10. So average time taken is small t divided by 10. So this time period can be calculated, t is equal to t by 10. So 25 divided by 10, you will get 2.5. So like that you have to calculate the time period, and the obtained value, the time period, you have to square it. The next column is t square. Again the last column is I by t square, where I is the moment of inertia, and that can be calculated by using the formula I1 is equal to m1 r square divided by 2. Here m1 is the mass of the circular plate, which is given on the surface of the plate, and r is the radius of that circular plate. So I1 we have calculated, and we got 3.15 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this divided by t square you have to record for the last column. Okay, so like that for all the different readings you have to calculate the I by t square, and at the final you have to take the mean value. You have to add all the values and divided by the number of readings. You will get the mean value of I by t square. So in this experiment we have recorded the 4.962 into 10 to the power minus 4 kg per meter per second square. So why we require I by t square is to calculate the rigidity modulus of the given wire. Again, so this tabular column is for irregular body, so perpendicular to the plane of the irregular body. So as we have done in rectangular plate and circular plate, so in irregular body also we have recorded the number of oscillations with respect to time, and take the average time taken for 10 oscillations. Time period we have calculated average time similarly, and moment of inertia I naught is equal to I by t square. So this is the I naught, moment of inertia of an irregular body. So how much we got? I naught is equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 kg meter square. Now to find out the radius of the given wire. So radius of this wire. So how we can calculate? By using the screw gauge. So in this screw gauge, pitch scale reading, head scale reading, and total reading. Okay, by calculating the least count. Least count of this screw gauge is 0.01 millimeter. So by using this, you are going to calculate the radius of the wire, and the radius of the wire we have recorded is 0.969 millimeter. Okay, now by using all these values, we are going to calculate the rigidity modulus of the given wire. So this is the formula. Rigidity modulus of the wire is equal to 8 pi L divided by R to the power 4 I by t square mean, where 8 pi is constant, L is length of the wire. By using the meter scale, we are going to calculate the length of the wire, and R is the radius of the wire. By using screw gauge, we are going to calculate the radius of the wire, and I by t square we have recorded from the 3 different bodies. By substituting all the values, the rigidity modulus of the wire is found to be 6.846 into 10 to the power 10 Newton per meter square. So as I said, in this experiment you are supposed to calculate the moment of inertia and rigidity modulus of this wire. So thank you.